And our next guest, Kim Duffy, who is part of the WaterStone Foundation, is here to talk about an incredible organization which seeks to change the lack of access to eating disorder services by providing funding for specialized treatment to Canadians in need. Thank you for being here.
Thank you very much.
So the WaterStone Foundation and its mandate, why did you get involved with this in the first place?
The WaterStone Foundation was started through a personal story. My eldest daughter suffered a horrendous eating disorder. And when we were faced with the decision of she needed treatment and we were told there was a wait list of 8 months, I knew we couldn't wait to wait to get the treatment. So we were fortunate enough to have the resources to get treatment quickly and send her south of the border. And through that experience, I realized that, there needs to be more here in Canada. There needs to be more resources. So we started the foundation to be able to provide help to those individuals who really want to get better and can't afford to fund specialized treatment. So
it's wonderful that you're doing that. Kim Duffy is here from the WaterStone Foundation. Is there a stigma associated with women who have eating disorders, or men? And maybe partly what I'm getting at is you look at the model culture, and the model culture is very thin, and some deem that as to be very beautiful. So if a lady's too thin, sometimes like, oh, she's just a model, it's okay. Is there that stigma, or is that me being naive?
Unfortunately, there is that stigma, and that stigma is also, I think, propelled by Hollywood, by celebrities as well, and it's unfortunate because really there's ignorance in understanding what eating disorders are all about. It's, do they really want to be like that? Not necessarily. And whether they're too thin or whether you see somebody that, on the flip side, that's, very overweight, that's disordered eating as well. We automatically, look to somebody that's very thin as that's what we see. And we look at those individuals as somebody that this is what they want. They don't want that. And I think that's where there's
well, and it's quite frightening because, and this is only my research and a little bit of research. I'm no expert on this, but knowing you were coming in today with the WaterStone Foundation, I'm reading up on the notes, and I guess you don't associate this stuff sometimes as a layman with mental health issues. Okay. And it's a mental health issue, and that's why, and I'm so happy with the community of people, a guy like Michael Landsberg, Sick Not Weak, and all these types of things. But this holds true to people with eating disorders as well. And this is sort of we need to kind of combine all of these efforts, don't we?
Yes. And we have to understand that of all mental health illnesses, anorexia nervosa has the highest mortality for all women between the ages of 15 and 24. And that's a fact. And
the WaterStone Foundation has a powerful video, I know, with clinicians and patients and parents, and of course you, the founder, just to show that this can be a very tragic disease, anorexia and eating disorders. And then there's a way to support the WaterStone Foundation, isn't there? Can you tell us how to do that?
Yes. Through our website, www.waterstonefoundation.ca. And there's a link on our website, and we're constantly accepting donations. And one thing as well on the foundation is we're also funding research projects and also funding academic grants for people that want to further their education in mental health studies, because there's needs to be more individuals that understand how to treat and how to recognize mental health illnesses.
Well, listen, it's a beautiful message, and obviously you being a humanitarian, and thank you for your time on the show, because without this stuff, I might not even necessarily know that there are these issues, I should take a step back here for a second. My wife used to model. And she's naturally a very thin girl. She's over 7 months pregnant right now, and you couldn't even tell. Like, she's just blessed to be that. And there's a couple of pictures I've actually put up on her on our Instagram account. One where she was in a bikini, and literally women were ripping into her saying she must be an anorexic bitch and not take care of herself. And that's the other thing too, is it really hit me. And I said, I responded back to that person on my Instagram, which I only do in sort of these dire situations, to say, don't poke fun at my wife. She's actually blessed to be, just kind of live the life she eats very healthy. But there are people who are reading this who have serious eating disorders, and you're affecting those people mentally because you're thinking that they need to look like this, and maybe they don't feel like that. I then actually attached that message that it was a female who wrote it, and I don't know if this is a good or a bad thing, but I sent it to the place where she worked because it has people's information on their profiles and stuff, and they apologized on behalf of her, and they didn't fire her. I didn't want her to lose her livelihood, but I wanted her to be more socially and morally responsible for what people are doing online. And for me, and I can tell you from a radio show perspective, I think that's where it starts. And and I'm guilty sometimes of making the odd joke. I think I might have made an Oprah joke today. Even I don't pull any punches here. But we there's jokes, and then there's stuff when you're hitting people that are very serious, and be very mindful of this, especially with the young ladies. And please, people, try not to put the pressures on them, and because they might be feeling them 10 times within their own mind.
Yep. Exactly right.
Well, thank you. And anything we can do to support, we will. Please go to the WaterStone Foundation's website, which is, again,
www.waterstonefoundation.ca.
Thank you very much, Kim Duffy. We appreciate your time, and hope your daughter's doing well.
Thank you. She is.
Thank you.
Oh, hey, sorry. I was just counting to one. My name's Roddy. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel because it's so much fun. You'll have a great time there.